My next guest takes on Carlos Condit December 30th at UFC 219. It is Neil Magny joining me here on the program. Neil, how are you?
Doing well, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. It's good to talk to you. And man, this is a huge fight. I got to know, when they told you that you were fighting Carlos Condit, were you surprised at all? Because it seemed like Carlos might have not been coming back after the loss to Maia.
Yeah, I was definitely surprised I got this fight. I mean, this is an opponent I've been chasing for 2 years. So to finally get a chance to fight Carlos Condit, it definitely caught me by surprise.
And how excited were you? You know, he's a former interim champion. He's a guy that, you know, always brings an exciting matchup. The excitement level must have been pretty high when you found out.
Yeah, definitely. I was super excited. I mean, like I said, as a guy I've been chasing for 2 years, wanting to fight. He's also a guy who I've been watching since I got into the sport. So to finally reach an opportunity or reach a point where I'm fighting him now, it's amazing. I couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
And I know things didn't go your way in your last fight against Rafael Dos Anjos. What did you sort of take away from that fight, heading into this matchup?
Going to the fight, it felt great. I felt like the 6 weeks I had to train for that fight was just what I needed. But afterwards, talking to my coaches, they decided that I should have taken a little bit more time after getting cleared by the doctors to take a fight. I mean, I literally walked out of the doctor's office on a Friday and asked the UFC if I can fight right away. And by Monday morning, I had to fight against RDA booked. The one thing my coaches mentioned is just having a little bit more time between getting cleared for a fight and building up my confidence and making sure my body's able to adapt and take what the fight's going to bring towards me.
And you're taking on Carlos Condit, like I mentioned there. How do you feel like you match up against him in this matchup?
I feel we match up pretty well. I mean, we're going to go the height, we're both cancel each other out height-wise. Cardio, we both push the pace in our fights. His jiu-jitsu is about as great as my jiu-jitsu. Striking, we're pretty even. So I feel like this fight's going to be a great back-and-forth, action-packed fight.
And how's training camp going? Because I know, things are a bit different now, just with, Muscle Farm, the gym not being around or whatever. I know you guys kind of, sort of train at different spots. How is your training sort of broken up these days?
Training's going pretty well. Eddie Marshall stepped it up and had everyone move over to Easton Training Center and have most of our pro training there. We had a couple new guys join the team, and things have been going amazing. I can ask for a better group of guys, a better group of coaches to have around.
Who are some of the guys that have joined your team?
So one of the newest guys on the team is Andrew Capel. He's one of those guys who's been around for a while, competing in Muay Thai and those kind of things. And now he's finally committing to training to MMA, making his run towards the UFC. So he's been a great addition to the team for me.
And who are some of your main training partners that you've been working with for this camp?
So for this camp in particular, I'm using Brandon Thatch, Bojan Velikovic, and like I said, Andrew Capel being a great kickboxer. These guys are really pushing me day in and day out to bring out the best in me.
And I know sometimes you guys cross-train at Factory X. Did you do that at all, or is that just some of the other guys that do that?
Not too much now. Factory X has a lot of great things over there. They have a lot of great guys, but for this particular fight, there just wasn't anyone there that could particularly help me for this fight to get ready. So I've been kind of just focusing on the guys that I have on my team and at my facility. Yeah,
absolutely. Is there any update on Brandon if he's going to continue fighting? We haven't really seen much from him lately. What's sort of the latest on him that you know of?
He's figuring some things out. I mean, after getting released from UFC, he had a couple of personal things going on, medical issues going on. So he's been addressing those kind of things, and who knows, maybe he makes a comeback in 2018. But he's back in the gym. He's training. He's looking good. So possibly he's endless for him.
And yeah, no, for sure. And I think a lot of people love watching him fight. So that's good to hear that, he's still, figuring some things out. How much of an asset is he for this training camp? Because, Carlos, a big guy like yourself, Brandon, a big guy like yourself. Like, I imagine he's a pretty good training partner to, sort of match Carlos.
Yeah, between having Bojan Velikovic, Brandon Thatch, and Andrew Capel around, I mean, I feel like I had the great group of guys to push me, and they all have different aspects they can push me and to help me get ready for this fight against Carlos Condit. So on fight night, I don't think there's anything that's going to surprise me.
And this fight's coming up on the 30th, like I mentioned. How's the weight cut going, getting down to 170?
Weight cut's going well. I mean, I never struggled making weight at all. Just a matter of balancing the foods that I eat and things like that. But weight cuts are going really well. I actually spent some time after my last fight kind of bulking up, actually. So the weight's sitting pretty well right now.
Cool. And do you have to miss Christmas dinner? Like, how does that work? Because I know the fight's on the 30th. It's kind of a bummer that way.
Yeah, this year I have to miss Christmas dinner, but it's all good. I'll be able to celebrate after the 30th. I mean, it'll be much more rewarding being able to celebrate my fiance and friends after getting a big win.
Yeah, I saw that you're engaged. When's the wedding taking place? When have you figured that out yet?
That's all to her. I did the biggest part. Nice, the big question. Now, as far as the dates and all that stuff goes, and putting all that pressure on her.
Good. That's smart, because you got to let the women. Because listen, all you got to do is just, because I got married like 2 years ago, and it's just all you have to do is just say yes, no, yes, no. Just let her handle it. You enjoy fighting and training and everything like that. Just let her sort of go on autopilot. Just make sure she doesn't go over the budget. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Just threw budget out there. It's like, here you go, babe. Have at it.
Good stuff, man. Well, that's great, and congratulations, by the way. That's obviously a big milestone. But back to your fight, December 30th. How do you sort of see this fight ending with you and Carlos Condit?
I see this fight ending with me getting my hand raised, no matter how it comes, whether it's a decision or me knocking him out or submitting him. I just feel like I'm going to go out there and I'm going to shine. I mean, it's literally going to be a year since I had my hand raised in the octagon, and I want nothing more than the opportunity to get my hand raised. So I'm going to go out there and do everything that I can to make that happen.
Do you feel like the layoff is going to affect him at all in this fight? As you get older, it never gets easier the more you're away from the cage. Do you think that's going to impact this fight at all?
Not at all. I mean, he's a veteran of the sport. He's been around for so long. I don't think anything's going to surprise him. The best thing I can do is go out there and expect the best version of Carlos Condit and be ready to fight.
Talked a bit about it there, wanting some more time off in between fights, just trying to, making sure you're, having the right amount of time off. As far as 2018 goes, have you kind of mapped out when you want to fight after this? If all goes well, you come out healthy. Are you looking to take a couple months off and then diving into it, or what's sort of the plan?
The biggest thing wasn't necessarily the amount of time I had off. It was the amount of time that I was able to commit my body to hard training. I mean, coming up from an injury, your training partners, your coaches, they tend to kind of take it easy on you because they know, like, oh, man, I can't push too hard because he's dealing with a particular injury. So given it the time that I've had now since getting cleared by a doctor and being in a training camp and training with different guys, it just lets me know that my body's holding up well to the physical therapy, and there's nothing I should worry about. So as far as getting out to 2018, I'd like to be as active as I was in years prior. I feel like I had some things to make up for, and just got to get back on the horse and keep moving forward.
Most important most important question in this interview. I'm dyslexic today, apparently. What are you watching on Netflix right now? TV or anything like that? Are you watching anything right now with your fiance?
What was the last show we were getting into? I mean, Shameless is always something we're
excellent show. Excellent show. There you go.
Chicago PD is another one. I mean, there's a lot of great shows from Chicago right now. So Shameless and Chicago PD being two of the most popular ones we're watching right now.
Nice. Any particular character you like the most on Shameless? Because there's a lot of good ones to pick from.
Not really. I mean, this kind of like equal hatred about Frank, but other than that, I mean, the whole show is amazing.
Are you watching the latest season of Shameless, or are you still catching up?
No, we're in the late season now.
Oh, okay. So I was going to say Frank is a lot different this season, right? So it's kind of interesting to see how he's been, kind of making a bit of a transition. I mean, we don't know if it's going to last, but it's still kind of neat to see him, in this different character, right? So.
Yeah, for sure. It's not even a matter of time for the old Frank comes back out.
Everyone's got to check out this fight. It is a UFC 219 coming up here December 30th. Neil, it was an absolute pleasure getting a chance to talk to you. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And if you've got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, man.
Feel free to follow me on social media, on Twitter and Instagram, both at Neil Magny _170. Appreciate all you guys and look forward to giving you guys a great show on December 30th.
What's up, fight fans? If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see even more interviews with your favorite UFC and Bellator fighters. We've also got coverage at events, including post-fight press conferences and media scrums. And if you like this video, check out the video to my right. It's worth your time.